And waiting on YouTube and Instagram. YouTube looks like it's waking up. And there it goes. And we are live on Instagram as well. Hello, everybody. It's been a little while. These holidays, the end of the year. You know how it is. We're all experiencing this together. So, yeah, I wanted to jump on and get this done so it doesn't hang over my head for next year. But more importantly, I've been staring at this since the last time I had it on the live stream. And I know exactly what to do. So I'm going to do it. And I'll be excited when it's completed. Which means I can go on to other things. And I am working on other things. Most importantly is CROM the Barbarian, his anthology. So if you haven't been over to CROM.com, please head over to CROMthebarbarian.com and check out the updates, because I posted basically what is coming together. So stories that I have outlined and I'm fleshing out and getting work on, other collaborations that I have going on and where they're at, and then other extra fun materials. So a lot of excitement happening. This will be something that will get updated quite often. So if you are not a part of the community by being on the mailing list, join and subscribe so you get the updates directly into your email box. So yes, but I am working on a Jim Gullet original penciled pinup of the dark CROM. I love Jim's version of CROM. I just find him to be the darkest, most brooding CROM out there. And so I asked him to, if he wanted to collaborate and do a pinup, and he said yes. He sent this to me, and so I've been scratching away at this. So if you're on Instagram, if you want to check out more of Jim's work, Hillbilly in Exile _ is where you can get him on Instagram. So going to be finishing this up, and I'm also hoping to get some more out of Mr. Gullet when it comes to scratching his version of CROM. So those are talks that are happening, and we'll see what happens. But today I'm going to be moving from this straight point, straight tip. So this is basically giving me these, very fine pencil lines into this knife edge, which will basically help me scoop out the dark to get really stronger white lines. Then I got a little bit of black paint marker and some white gouache, and then a little here and there's, and we should be good. So that's where I'm going to be heading into. If you are jumping in, and be so bold to say hi in the comments. If you have questions, please feel free to ask. I am Kurt Bruegel. I am building the CROMmunity, basically a group all about sword and sorcery comic books. This is my first publication, which is 140 pages of black and white sword and sorcery goodness. The first third is me. The second third is Mr. Fox, and the third is Mr. Fox and me, with prose and some illustrations, and it's all CROM, all sword and sorcery, all pulp, all just absolute beautiful nonsense. So you can get these on CROMthebarbarian.com, and makes a great stocking stuffer. Oh, shut up. stocking's not big enough, or does somebody out there have a bigger stocking than me? So yeah, let me get to really bringing in some whites. One of the things, here it is. I'm going to create some straighter lines here. Oh man, that is so cool. I love when stuff like this out. Well, that was pretty neat. I like that a lot. Okay, I know I need to get this skull a little more scully. And this is like one of those, when you're coming to the end of a piece of art, it's always so satisfying. I love in the process not only trying my best to figure things out, but at the times that I have, maybe taken a chance here or there, to figure out ways to really show off what it is subject wise. This is where things really start, shining. So you can really polish them up and everything. So I really do like finishing work. It's also a good feeling if you're getting paid, and you can send that invoice out. But there's no payment at the end of this. Directly, it's all indirectly, because I'm really loving this this pinup of Jim's. You can see how this this really takes bigger chunks of white out, so gives a really cool line effect. The other thing too is I'm going to be heading to a whiter feeling, but I also want there to be, I'll have the ability to bring back some black line with some paint markers. And then I have not ever used white gouache on one of these. Economical scratch boards. Basically, it's the kid stuff, something a grade schooler would get the chance to use. It does me justice, so I have no complaints about it. And I also understand its limitations. So, but if I take too much out, then, as I said, I can just use a black paint marker and bring it back in. I can even just take a brush and ink and cover and hurry up and just re-scratch over it. Because this isn't paper, this is like a piece of plastic. So it holds its own, you know, beating as you would working wise. So. Yeah, like for instance, let me, oh, where are you? There you go. So, I'll work this thumb in here. Bam. See? Just kept reminding myself there's a thumb there I need. So, there you go. That's there. And as you also can see, you have to do a lot of turning because it's all directional. If you kind of go, it will cut into the paper, the plastic first. I like how white areas get very kind of shiver a little bit. You know what I mean? It's not just flat white. Because if you know me and my work, I'm always looking for the distressed feel. I'm not a big fan of clean. I know that's a popular thing. I mean, clean art. Clearly understood. No thinking or imagination involved. Seems to be a pretty all right. This is coming together nicely. Definitely got to use some all right. Really feeling like this is coming together. All right, now I'm liking that. Liking that a lot. A lot. Let me just double check. That's right. That's there. I want to get a little more rounded, curvy crackle shapes here. I'm going to use a big fat paint marker to bring back these curvy. I need some white to help them stand out. That's looking good. Yeah. And this, so you can really, I'm really pulling down right there in that blade scrape. Eyelid. All right. This is coming together. Alrighty. I am ready to go to paint marker. I wanted a little, just some more definition in the, maybe not. Hold on a second. Let me just take a second. Step back and look at this. Bum, 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 bum. All right, so where the heck did I put it? There it is. So these are probably still one of the best paint markers. And what I mean by that is that the consistency on how they come across, you know, how they flow is right up my alley. So I'm going to bring back some definition to the Kirby crackles. And you can see as paint marker goes, it just sits right there on top beautifully. So if I end up in a particular place, I can always re-scratch. But here I just want to make them a little bit more round. It's hard to scratch a round circle because you can't. I guess I could if I spun the paper as I'm scratching, in a circle, but there's just too many of them. I don't have the attention. But you can see like that's a big difference. I've been looking forward to that for a while now. Let me have some more here. Just got to remember where this stuff is still drying. Also, too, it's kind of this. I like this energy Jim put in here. Look at that. Thing is, you gotta stay shaken. Stay shaken. Thank everybody for stopping by and checking out the finishing process here on Jim Gullet. Jim Gullet's the one that did the pencils that I'm scratchboarding. On Instagram, you can get to him at hillbillyinexile_. Some great stuff. I feel like he does the best dark CROM. So he was gracious enough to give me a pencil pinup, and I am here to scratch it out. So thank you, Jim. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments, whether it's during my live session or in the afterplay. I'll be always looking out for those who are asking questions, because that's the secret to success. Yeah, once again, he's got this really cool black fire. This is going to be really neat to see printed because that's what I'm all about. My art is, this is my process. Printing, printing the work is, this is my art. So this is my CROM collected 2024, 140 page, 140 pages of black and white sword and sorcery goodness. In thirds, I have 4 comic book stories. Gardner Fox, John Linta, Jack Katz has got 4. And then I took an old pulp story written by Gardner Fox, converted it to a CROM story, and then illustrated each page. So this is the art. This is the process. This is what you have to do to get to this. I love print. You know, this is all mixed media, and so when it comes down to printing, you get to see, I don't know, I just find all this subtlety in here. It's just beautiful. So this is some good stuff. This is actually one of my favorite pages. This was a tough page actually, but all the stuff I worked out. Yes. So, all right. And we are getting closer and closer. Oh, okay. So I am letting this dry. I can see it's still wet. So I'm going to leave it to dry here because I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to do something. Let me just try that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Now this side here is all dry. I just got to wait for this side and up here now to dry. I'm looking for little places just to make sure things are making sense. Scratched out the right stuff. Yes. And let me do something over here. I like the design that Jim put over here. Bam. All right. now I'm gonna prep up some white gouache. White gouache. So, anybody out there? Is it? Yep. Got some white gouache. I got my white water pen, my water brush here. A brand new palette. So I'm gonna give it 2 more minutes. I still see a little bit of wet. I don't wanna create too much extra work. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, put them in the comments, whether it's during the live presentation or you're watching me on the rewatch. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, let me put a little. Now, where I'm going with this is, and this is an experiment. What I'm about to do is an experiment. I haven't done this before, so I'm kind of excited. I actually did some mixed media on some. Oops, sorry about that. On some clay board, and that really worked well. So the eyeball, I wanted to give it another texture, like a kind of a liquidy, filmy, gooey kind of texture. So that's what I'm looking to do here. I'm also seeing, I keep seeing places I want to keep scratching. Just make things. So the secret is, if you want, excuse me, strong black lines or edges, you got to get the whiter. Oh yeah, I also have to work on some. Got some armpit hair. So nothing but another detail. So let's just go ahead and I love these water brushes. I love gouache because it's a very opaque watercolor and it's remobilizable. So you can just get water in there and move it around again. Now the thing is that, like I said, oh, this is kind of working. This is kind of working. This is kind of working. I'm gonna have to get some thicker stuff, but this is very much what I was hoping for. So that's pretty freaking cool. Now I knew because of the black coating that it would mix with the white paint. So I need to let this dry so that surface is there, and then I can come back and put another layer on there. But that is very much what I was looking for. Like I said, it's that gooey, liquidy feeling. to it. Let's try to work around and get a little bit darker. Maybe drop some of these. Like I said, you got the armpit here. Ooh. Now here's a good example of a little too much, but I can just scratch it all back out. So this is not really working to my satisfaction. Do something kind of. Yeah, I like that better. Cool. Now the question is going to be, how long is it going to take for the wash to dry on here? We're going to find out, because it's really coming to an end, which would be nice if I can get it done in next 15 minutes. Make another 45 minutes there. And then let me flip this over. Make sure so there we go. Easy as that. It really gives it a hairy armpit look. I like that. All right. It's looking like it's still wet. I also don't want to lose the effect in there, so I don't want to rush it. But I also don't see too much more to do. And I have to say, I'm not a big fan of noodling to waste time, because I really don't want to push this into another direction, because I could start making some crazy moves here, and it would just start making this into a whole new thing. This is very satisfying where I'm at right now. So I am going to call this 99% complete, because the only thing I'm going to end up doing is letting this dry satisfactory wise, and then put another pass of white gouache over the top of it. But I want it to have that liquidy kind of feeling to it that it has right now. Like there's a bubbling going on there. So with that being said, I'm going to say good day and thank you as well for stopping by. Just another plug here on what is going on the CROM the Barbarian world, as I've showed off here. CROM collected 2024, 140 pages of black and white goodness. First third is me. The second third is Gardner Fox, John Gwenta, Jack Katz. And then the last third is a nice prose story about CROM the Barbarian, transforming into the dark god that somebody like Conan the Barbarian would pray to, swear to, or put as a deity. The last part of the story is where I've been leaping off in order to get material together for CROM Anthology. So this was very purposeful to put this lengthy prose story in here, but this last part is a secret key to how to get this young barbarian fool, he's just a young youth blundering along. Then he goes into adventures, which everybody enjoys. Everybody, when they're working on a CROM story, they just want him to be a badass barbarian. He's going to be a badass barbarian, but he's going to get to this darkness. He's going to deal with it, and it's ultimately not going to work out in my storyline. Also worked with some amazing guest artists, David Molina. Each of these individuals have copies of CROM Collected, but with their cover version. So these are all their covers. You can get them directly. Drawn Sword, these are also contributors. All of these guest artists are all contributors to CROM Anthology as well. Comic book stories. We just released here in the States 25 copies. There's a couple left at cromthebarbarian.com. Scoundrels Dread's dark concept art book, 32 pages. These are A4 size drawings, A4 size comic or art book, printed in New Zealand, signed and numbered by Drawn Sword. So this is just an amazing artifact to have in your collection. Ken Landgraf, we've got some stuff heading to him. He's going to be contributing comic book stories. Adam Dodds, we got some plans for Adam. And then Jason Schoonover, who I got to show this off. So Jason put together that cover. And on Jason Schoonover's, if you do Schoon, Schoon, in basically Instagram or YouTube, you'll be able to find him. This is a 12 by 17, like a poster print that he did, which is super cool. Goes with his copy of the CROM Collected. You can get both of these together at a really, really sweet deal. So check him out. Love the work, the line work he does. And we're actually working on a CROM-centric story. So it's lots of excitement going on. Going to keep everybody posted. There's John Molina. Thank you, John. Yeah, definitely looking really cool and everything. So looking forward to checking out some stuff that you're working on, John. So keep up the great work. But other than that, I'm going to let everybody get going. I know this is a busy time of the year. I can't wait till 2025. I got a lot of plans, a lot of things in the works. Be doing a lot of release of announcements. And of course, we always have the CROM updates. So that's all I have. And thank you very much. This will be in the CROM Anthology printed. Definitely in the gallery section when it comes to showing off Jim Gullet, which I just want to thank once again. He supplied the pencils, nice dark CROM. If you're on Instagram, Hillbilly in Exile _ and we're hoping to work again together. So, but other than that, that's all I have. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next year.